Oh, hey, Jer, here we go.
Sweet.
Two, nope, there's 3 of them back there.
Is there really?
Yep, they're coming over to peak. So we wanted to see. So
Cool.
Jeremy and I are out doing something that a lot of people don't do. Fishing for largemouth bass through the ice. You know, panfish are probably the most popular fish throughout the US, but bass are right behind them, but nobody really fishes for them in the wintertime, and they're actually really fun to catch.
Oh, they're great to catch, and they're actually relatively easy to catch. Right now, Mike and I are fishing a lake that's clear, central Minnesota. Most of the north ice belt has lots of lakes like this. Anywhere there's standing weeds, it seems like largemouth are present, and we're gonna share with you a couple ways that we catch them throughout the winter months. It's a hoot, so
yeah, let's go get our lines in.
All right.
So one thing that's really cool about bass is they're a curious fish. And this little device here is like a big key in catching bass through the ice. If they're there, you'll see them. They see this little camera head and they come racing up to it. So when we go out bass fishing, we don't really even start fishing for them until we see them on the camera. And when you're fishing in the weeds like we're doing, the cabbage weeds, it's in various thicknesses of weeds. So a big key to putting lines down, whether you're jig fishing or flag fishing with minnows, is to use the camera to see the weeds. And if they're too thick, you don't want to put them down because your minnow will swim around and get hung up in the weeds, or your jig will get hung up and you'll lose the fish because they're too thick. So the camera is really a big deal in finding the right spot to fish for these fish. I'm just going to start out and put a tip up out for Jeremy and I each to see if we can get one to bite right away, but then we're also going to run around from hole to hole to hole with our flashers and jig for them. So this looks like a good hole to set up on. I'll go get the flagging material and get her down. So what I'm doing may seem a bit archaic to some. With all the high-end technology we get out there, great rods, different kind of iFish Pros and different tip-ups and that, but this old school Arctic Fisherman Dacron line tip-up is really hard to beat. And right now we have a nice day and I probably wouldn't need to use it, but if you're fishing in below freezing conditions, this thing's like the best way to fish a minnow outside, because even though the hole freezes up, your line's gonna spool out. But this rig right here, and this is just all personal preference. I mean, I've never not caught bass on it. So 3 to 4 inch shiner minnow, like a number 1 to 1/0 Kaylee hook, just lightly hooked through the back. We've got about 2 feet of 12-pound fluorocarbon, a swivel, and a couple split shot to keep it down. And believe it or not, bass love it. They can't resist a shiner. So Jeremy's over there jigging away right now with some little plastics. Bass are a weird fish in the wintertime. They'll hit a big minnow like this. I mean, I've had guys say they've caught them on pike suckers before. And other guys are fishing with like 64-ounce tungsten jigs with 1 maggot or waxworm on it, and the bass come up and eat those too. So they're really a weird fish in the winter when it comes to biting, but they're fun. There we go, 1 down. It's a moving.
Ooh, it's a spinner.
It's a spinner.
It's a real spinner, bud.
And
Bam.
he's there.
Nailed him.
Just get him right away. This one's feeling pretty bassy.
Sweet.
The old.
Grab Largen in charge for you here. Ooh, nice big
Not a
bucket.
bad one, huh? That's a.
That's a sweet bass, man. Look at that thing.
Yeah, just right in the jaw.
Yeah.
A shiner
Pretty darn
minnow.
easy on them.
Yeah, it's
Check that out.
quality fish.
Absolutely. I mean, it's their metabolism certainly goes down, but it's crazy how they'll bite those big shiners, and then often, you know, it's just tiny little jigs are the other thing they'll bite, but they're definitely catchable. Though it seems like once we get around those vertical, the weeds that are vertical, it's where you find a lot of them.
They're a lot more active and a lot more, I guess, brave to a camera and everything around the weeds. If you're seeing them in open water, they're a little more shy of stuff. But yeah, that's
cool. Let's get it back and get more. We're just gonna go look at drill some holes and look for more weeds.
Yep.
Cool, get them back.
The one thing weird that I have noticed doing this, and I do this quite a bit, and like guys will, you know, rattle reel walleyes or whatever, and they'll put a big, spoon or teardrop or something on there for
Yep.
weight and keep it down there. And for these bass, I've had horrible luck with that.
Oh, really?
It's like the weight keeps the minnow down more.
Yep.
And doesn't run, for whatever reason, this plain hook and a split shot, like just floating around up there in outer space when they're running, they really like that.
Got him. Yep. On, Michael.
What's up?
I'm hooked up.
You are?
The pop-ups have been producing, but I finally
On a
got one to
jig?
go on the jig.
Finally, huh?
Yeah, on the little sunfish jig. It's amazing how, we've seen them just vacuum up those big shiners, and obviously,
Yep.
I mean, these things have big mouths and can eat big food, but often one of the best presentations there is to catch these things when you're jigging is just a little, basically a panfish jig. VMC's got that new Mongo jig, so it's like it's a tiny tungsten, it's a 32nd ounce, but it's got a really big hook on it, and that's the problem you run into with jigging these
Ooh, there you
largemouth
go.
a lot of times is
Not
you don't get
bad.
enough hook purchase, right?
Right.
And so
Look
this-
where you got them.
Yeah, and that's where you're almost like 90% of the time it's right there, right?
They just come up and they just like almost sip it right in.
They do. Cool. And you can see it's got a bigger hook than most jigs that same size, and with a bass that big, they're just always hooked right there. So it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna get him back. Look at that, huh? Beautiful. So I'm basically just fishing with a panfish setup right now, and the thing I like about this particular rod or any rod that you're fishing is it's that with the bass, you would think they would just go like bonk, but a lot of times you're just shaking it ever so still, and you'll just see the rod kind of go like, that's it, that's the bite. And then I just put a little pressure on it. If it flexes, I got him. I'll just kind of lift slowly. If I see a little flex, I got him. If I don't, I just hold it there. The less you do, the more likely are you to get them to bite. But that's it. See if I can get another.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he bumped it good.
Wow, that's actually a pretty nice pike.
Yeah, it's got a little weight to it.
Oh yeah, it's like he keeps coming up to the camera like with his cheek and he bumps it.
Wow.
It's a nice pike.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay, go eat the minnow now, dude. Come on, that would make our day. And then twice he's faced, there he is. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, eat it. Sweet! No, it hasn't gone off yet.
Yeah, but he let it go.
Are you kidding me?
The middle's above him. He lost it.
Seriously?
Ow.
Oh, there it goes back down. Come on, grab it. Come on, grab it.
You gotta taste it, but that's a nice pike.
It's a really nice pike. Oh, he's coming back.
There he goes. Come on, baby.
Oh, look at him sizing it up.
Look at the
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Grab it, grab it. Yeah! Go! Flag! Come on. He's not there. Is he hooked?
Yeah, he got it.
Got it. He's got it. He's pulling it.
No, he doesn't. He's not there. He's not there.
He's back down.
He's not there. He doesn't have
Oh, he
it.
doesn't have it.
No.
What?
No.
Grabbed it. He missed it.
Oh,
Did he grab it?
Oh, he nipped it.
he did. Oh,
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Grab it.
He got
Oh,
it.
he
He's
got
gonna
it.
trip it.
No, come on. I'm not doing nothing till the flag
I
triggers.
know, but he's gonna trip it. He's chasing it.
Oh, he
Oh,
got it.
there we go. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Oh! There's no way. How does a big pike like that not have that little tiny minnow? That was so fun. I mean, that's almost funner than catching them. Watching that.
That was really
And
fun.
it just goes to show you, like, watching fish on a camera, like, tells you so much about what they do when they're on, when they're off, what they do when they're on bait. Whether you're on a minnow like this or with a jig, it's like cameras show you so much more of what fish are doing. I mean, you can watch them on your flasher or your graph coming up and down, chasing things around, but when you're watching them on a camera and you see their moods, you kind of know what to do a little bit more with your bait. So, loads of fun.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We got one. We got
Dead
one.
stick.
Dead stick. Whoa.
Dead sticking.
Whoa. Hooked up.
Good one.
It feels all right.
So you had that on a tight line, dead stick
I
rod,
sure did.
tipped over, took drag, and all good, huh?
Same idea, right?
Yep, just not on a flag.
You could just
Ooh,
hear it.
That's a good one.
Hear it spinning.
Yep.
It's fun. I mean, I love catching them on a rod and reel, but it's amazing how they can have such a preference for one thing or the other. Like, ooh, nice.
Wow,
one.
that's a
Look at
that's
that.
not too shabby.
Perfect.
Yeah. One day we might come out here and you're gonna catch them all on jigs and
Yeah.
they'll snub their nose at a
Yep.
shiner, but more often than not, you know, they're gonna tell you their mood on these minnows. So
Well, I
while-
mean, you can't effectively jig two different baits for largemouth. You can fish one at a time. So having a tip up or a dead stick like this is just a great option for another stick. So we'll get a minnow on there, get this guy back.
It's been a
and-
pretty darn good day. I
Heck
mean, we
yeah.
haven't creamed them, but we've caught some pretty nice
Yeah.
fish for our first time out doing
I
it.
mean, I haven't caught a bass like that since October.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Sweet, that was fun.
Coming back.
I'm on point. I'm on point. I'm on point.
He wants it. He wants it. He's circling again. Stay steady. Circle. Circle. Coming up on it. Coming up on it, baby. Got it.
Play by play, come on.
Got it. He's nipped it. He's going. He's coming up this way. He's going toward you, Mike.
Has he got the minnow?
He's walking. He's to it.
There he goes. Flag up.
All right, Mike,
Grab the
good.
flag, set the line. Boom!
Beauty.
Tag team.
That is fabulous.
That was cool. Back and forth. That minnow did not want to get eaten.
Boy, that's crazy. Look at this guy. That's not a bad one either.
Oh, cool.
Big fat one.
Perfect shape on
Yeah, look at that. It's just amazing how long they'll circle a minnow. I mean, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
crazy, right?
The other cool thing to me is that, like, you could, I mean, that'd be like a nice walleye, and if you hope to get like one or two walleye bites a night with
Yeah.
a couple guys, and you catch a whole
Yeah.
bunch of those all day
Yeah.
long. Like, it's sweet. You just get good action.
But it's
Good
been funny.
fish.
I've been like, my intent was to jig one rod and fish a tip up with one rod. And I put a second tip up out for Jeremy and then said, you know what? He put a tight line on and I thought, I'm just gonna fish flags because they're biting them and I'm having a ball doing it. So anyhow, it's just, they love shine. And I got a play-by-play guy telling me when to set the hook. So
Sweetness, Mikey.
good job, good job, good job. Coming in hot, Jer, come on, help
Double
out.
flags.
There's flags everywhere. We're doubled up. I got one going here. There's a fish here. Oh yeah, oh boy. Oh boy, this is a pretty good fish. I bet you it's another big jack. Another good jack, yeah. This is a good fish. If it's a bass, it's giant.
Is it spinning, Uncle Bill?
Whew.
It is?
What do we got here? We got just a good northern.
Oh, yeah.
When they make run, oh yeah, heck yeah. This might be our guy from the camera. It could be. This is a good pike. Check this out.
Is it?
Check that guy out. It's a good way to cap things off. I bet you this is our guy from the camera. Gee whiz.
That was so cool.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Look at that.
How about that? Largemouth. We pounded them today. This has definitely been the best for sure. Is
Yeah,
catching
right.
them on the
Shiner
the
minnows,
shiner minnows.
on a plain old hook.
plain hook, shiner minnow. A few on jigs, but it can be either. You know, of course, it can be either or.
Yep.
Really fun watching them. They've been hitting
Oh.
the camera like crazy. They don't mind the big camera, which is sweet.
Yeah,
They-
that makes it even more fun, doesn't
Right.
it? We're gonna got some
They s-
awesome underwater footage of
They like
bass
it.
swimming by, bass
That one
striking
just
minnows.
crushed it, didn't he?
Oh,
He
yeah.
came up.
Huh.
I mean, you can see him how they'll. I mean, he was like pushing the minnow up, 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 and then he just like, boop, boom. And just did the classic bass inhaling baits. That's amazing. And so it's crazy. They will swallow a shiner that's this big, vacuum it up, and then they will take a tiny little micro jig and just barely suck it into their mouth. Isn't it bizarre?
Weird fish that way, yeah.
They are.
They're- But the one thing about them is they are way more active under the ice than people realize.
Yeah.
You can like target bass under the ice on certain lakes when things are right. They will bite. So
No doubt.